Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a daily tarot oracle reading, Tattle Tales from the Vector. This is general or collective, so parts may or may not resonate. May or may not resonate with you. Take what works for you and then leave the rest. This is also a timely reading, so if you are watching it at this time, it is the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it has been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then? That might give you further clarity as to your situation now. So we have, for the underlying energy, I did a quick meditation beforehand, and we have the Empress from the tarot. The Empress is representing the energy of, she's in the major arcana, and she represents being pregnant with possibility, very powerful manifester. For instance, if she's growing wheat, the way that she does it, she will decide, okay, that's the crop I'm going to grow. She chooses the field. Then she makes sure that if the soil needs amending, she amends it. She does, puts fertilizer, whatever is needed. Also picks all the rocks and the big stones off the property and has them removed off the property, so that off that field, so that the expensive seeding and harvesting equipment doesn't get damaged. Then she waits for the opportunity to grow it at the perfect time, to seed it. And once that's done, she's an organic farmer, so she chooses not to spray. So she just waves her magic wand and says to the universe and to nature, okay, do your thing. I have faith in you. And she goes off onto her next project until harvest, when her energy is needed again. She might do the odd rain dance, but that's about it. And that's how she manifests. She moves on to her next project. She knows this is, she makes her plans, she puts them in place. She knows she's done exactly what she said she would do to the best of her ability. And then she lets it go. She doesn't worry about it. She just has faith that the universe and nature will take care of it for her. She's known for bumper crops, so they usually do come through. And then we have, for the underlying energy, for the from the Oracle, Tales from the Vector. This is courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. This is Superstar, and so she is all about the throat chakra, Visuddha, and she is singing, and she says, singing to your heart's content. She's so cute. And so she is one of the 7 stellar sisters that are from the Pleiades star set, and they represent all the chakras. Now this is a Super 7 stone. It's absolutely beautiful. It lines up all 7 chakras so that the energy is clear. And so we thought, this is one of my favorite stones. And then we have the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is talking about some information or communication coming in. This is representing the element of fire. So the fire, the wands are made of wood because wood fuels fire. And they represent taking passionate action. They also represent the deep roots of the ancestors and the descendants from the offshoots. Now the Page of Wands, they would start working for the king and queen around 7 to 14 years of age, depending on how mature they were. It would be a feather in their cap if they were able to land that position. You know, it would be like being an apprentice. Their main job would be to deliver communication back and forth. And remember, in those days, that was the only way they had. And, you know, this would be a real prestigious for their family and a really upgrade in their energy. Imagine being, you know, an apprentice in the court and learning, you know, dressed in finery and learning how the elite handle money and how they do what they do. And so this is talking about an energy under the age of 21. If the page was really good at what he was doing and he was still there when he was 21, he might even be considered for knighthood. if he could afford his own horse. So this is talking about him being very proud, optimistic, forward-thinking. It's a feather in his cap. The pyramids in the background here represent his love of adventure and wanting to learn about all the wonders of the world. The one thing you need to know about the Page of Wands, when he brings his information in, it sometimes can be a little bit off kilter, because as you can see, he really, really admires his wand. He looks up to it, and sometimes, quite often actually, think of a young masculine energy under the age of 21. He's thinking with his little head and is not paying 100% attention to what's being said. So whenever he comes in with information, you can expect it to be enthusiastic and passionate and optimistic, but you might want to check the facts and make sure he hasn't scrambled the information somewhat. And then we have the information, the energy here of the cups. And so the cups are talking about love, quite often romantic love, but sometimes it could be love of anyone or anything, or love of something you love to do or be. This is talking about, we have 3 cups here and 1 being offered. Now, you can clearly see this person's very disappointed in love at this point. These 3 cups in a romantic relationship quite often can represent a third party, and that 4th one can represent, remember I said the Empress is pregnant with possibility. And so this can be meaning that you're very fertile. There could have been a pregnancy involved in this, which would have been, a beautiful gift, except now it is not between the couple. It's got something to do with the third party energy. Then there's another way that this can be looked at. This could represent giving someone 3 chances and they're asking for a 4th. And, this could be someone that is in a romantic relationship or a business partner, maybe a friend, family, whatever this is. They're asking for a 4th chance after you've given them 3 chances. And you're like, no, thank you, no way. I'm not doing this again. 3 strikes, you're out. It also could represent you attempting to launch maybe a business or a project or a relationship with 3 different, partners or 3 people or 3 different businesses, and it hasn't worked out. And the universe is saying, give it one more try. Like, here's another cup. And you're like, it's something you love to do, but you're just feeling so vulnerable, don't really want to be disappointed again. So, but it would be silly to sit under this tree for the rest of your life and just give up on love. He looks pretty young here, so you might want to, okay, I'll take 1 more cup and dust yourself off and get out from underneath that tree. Now we have the Ace of Swords coming in, and because you do that, this is saying that there now is a reward coming in of the truth, and we know the truth will set you free. This energy, I feel, is coming in real strong these days. This is from the divine and the universe collaborating. The Ace is talking about new energy coming in. So it's talking about there's going to be all sorts of new opportunities once you learn this truth. Right now we have Uranus, the planet Uranus, is just moved into the sign of Gemini a couple months ago. And we do have a lot of truth on the planet since that has been happening. Uranus has not been in Gemini since 1941 to 1949 when World War II was on, the aftermath of that. So we're still learning about truths from back then, and there could be some energy coming in that's like a truth from something way back. The Page of Wands, the thing to recognize, sometimes this card can represent, like if you're getting a reward or something that, or there's some sort of information coming in. It could be back at that time when you were in elementary school, high school. It could have something to do with that, like going into college, university, just starting out in the workforce, like someone, almost an adult, but not quite. And that energy, so it could be when you were that age, or it could be people that you knew from back then. something that happened back then, that the information is coming in from that time frame. Or maybe it even is someone that you haven't seen for 7 years, 14 years, or 21 years. Something like that. And so there's some sort of truth coming in about that energy, and it may have to do with this disappointed in love energy, however that is. It doesn't have to be romantic, but it could be. And then we have the Knight of Swords coming in. The Knight of Swords is sometimes considered a fool rushing in. He is either running from something or to something. Now, what he could be running from is the Empress here giving voice to something. Maybe he doesn't want her talking about something that happened. He's running away from the Empress. But maybe she sent information to give to some sort of truth coming in that the Empress is sending this way. So we aren't 100% sure. We do have the Queen of Cups here. The Queen of Cups is, hold on, I'll finish with this though. The thing is about this energy is you can see what if this is information coming from the Empress, and we also have passionate information coming in, it must be to this individual here or to the Queen of Cups. But you see, he's also running from the Queen of Cups. So what is this saying? Like we have an Empress here who may be pregnant, and this could be, you know, we'll get to it. We'll keep going here. So definitely, I feel like this Knight of Swords is bringing some sort of information, communication in that could have to do with the truth. The thing, though, is that we can only see half a sword, and you know, he might only have half the information. We can't see the point, and he might not know the point either. You know, he's got a big red flag on the back of his helmet. His horse, he's pushing it so hard, like, and it's totally stressed out. Horses in tarot represent your heartfelt energy and your passion. So he's really worked up about something, and he's running against the wind through barren land, which might be interesting because maybe the Empress was supposed to not be able to have children. It's interesting. We have the Queen of, unless he's running from the Queen of Cups here, he might be running from the Queen of Cups. Maybe, maybe the Knight got someone pregnant and he's afraid of her mother. Could be that energy. Because this can represent, I mean, this could represent, you know, this is, the Queen of Cups represents one of 4 queens in the Minor Arcana. And she is definitely marriage material. This is someone that, you know, is a kind of trad wife. Like, this is someone who wouldn't put her career first. She's more, her home life, like with her children, her family, her spouse, is really important to her. She carries her cup like a trophy, and like that's her, you know, what her number 1 priority is. She has a lid on it because she does have unconditional love. So this sometimes also can be talking about the maternal bloodline. So this could be your mother, your grandmother, great-grandmother. Sometimes this can also represent aunts and, you know, female cousins, sisters, that type of energy, and DNA. And the way that they can track the mother's bloodline is through the mitochondria of the cells. And the mitochondria is like the energy, the battery of our cells. And she does pass that energy on to both her son and daughter, but only her daughters pass that on and carry that. And so that's why they can find the maternal bloodline from mother to daughter down the line. So sometimes it is talking about that type of energy, about some maybe, you know, because the Empress can also be can be pregnant. So we'll keep it in mind here. There seems to be some sort of energy here going on. And then we have, it's almost like he's saying, hurry, like there's something we have to take care of, because the Empress is saying what happened. Like she's using her voice, and they don't want, whatever this energy is, don't want her using her voice. which is making my voice go hoarse here. I was at an event back in 2018-19, and I lost my voice at that event. I literally went up to speak and couldn't speak for 15 minutes. It was a short speech, thank God, but I literally could not talk, and my voice changed ever since then. It gets kind of raspy, so it's going through that right now. As soon as I talk about the voice, it tends to do that, but it'll clear in a minute here. It's just like the fear of losing your voice like that was really scary. I mean, at the time, I mean, my peers thought it was hilarious, like, because I was trying to speak and I couldn't for 15 minutes basically. And but it wasn't really that funny, because my voice was never the same after, and I don't really, I mean, it's come back, but it comes and goes sometimes. So just bear with me. It'll clear up in a second here. The Hierophant. So some sort of justice is coming in, and the Hierophant is talking about the blessing in disguise when justice comes through. This is talking about justice being out on the spiritual realm, coming down to the physical. This represents the traditional courts, that type of system. And this is talking about the energy here is talking about, you know, if you're a religious person, it would represent your church, the leaders of your church. This would represent the like it would be, you know, Pope, Cardinal, Bishop, Rabbi, gurus, that type of energy coming down to the physical realm. Or if you're more on a spiritual level, that would be if you pray and meditate and go straight to source. So this would represent God's energy. But this is traditional structure coming down into the traditional court system. Now the Hierophant has his right hand in the form of a blessing, saying if you're on the right side of the law, then you are blessed. And if you're on the wrong side of the law, well, you've been caught. And maybe that's what this Knight of Swords energy is talking about. Yes, and it's talking about carrying burdens. Well, it's more like carrying a heavy load. So this card can, you know, all the tarot cards have several meanings to them, and that's why I like to read them in context with each other. It gives a lot more clarity. But the thing is, this person is carrying a very heavy load, and the wands represent taking action and planting seeds, and then that grows into these wands, and they become your harvest. So this is the fruits of your labor. And he is like, has a very heavy load here. Now, if this is, it would be perfect if this is talking about every single one of these wands was heavy with the fruit of his labor. And it's so heavy because he has such a beautiful harvest coming in. But the problem is that it's such a heavy load, he's having trouble getting it home. And if you've ever heard the saying, can't see the forest for the trees, that means that you're so caught up in the details of something that you can't see the big picture anymore. So he doesn't realize how close he is to home. This represents that you're very, very close to reaching your goal, whatever it is, but you don't know how close you are. And it's really common for people to quit right when they're about to be successful. So this is saying, keep going, don't quit now. You're so close to home. And it's saying, if you're carrying burdens that don't belong to you, like if any of these wands are heavy burdens that belong to other people, you need to put them down in the field right there. Let go of them, because justice is about to come in. And this includes karma. And if you're carrying burdens for other people, you don't want to be hit with their karma. You want to get your reward for being on your destined path, like the Empress. And so this is talking about, sorting through it right then and there, leaving anything that is not yours, that's a burden. And it also can be talking about, some of these wands could be like assets. but your circumstances have changed, and now like they've become burdensome because you have to look after it. Like say you want to sell your home, but you have a lot going on and you have a big opportunity, and you bought a house maybe 5 years ago, and it was awesome. You enjoyed it, you got it for a good price, you've enjoyed living there. But now it needs some work, like it needs to be painted, and you need to clean it out, and you need to pack, and you need to do the odd job around it to get it ready for sale. And so this is talking about, it's just too much. And so what you have to do is delegate. And so that means maybe finding a really good realtor, and they might know someone who can paint. And, usually they have pretty good connections with different contractors, and then they can stage it for you, and then you could focus on just packing and getting ready to move. It's that sort of energy. So it's talking about laying down any burdens that don't belong to you and organizing your harvest so that you can move forward in the strongest way possible. And then we have the moon. So the moon is talking about the energy of hidden illusions and secrets coming to the surface. And quite often this card comes up during like the moon. If we just had a new moon, and we will be having a full moon at the end of the month. But this energy, I feel, is talking about the eclipse season, because we have the sun. This is the only card with the eclipse on it. We have the sun, we have the full moon, and the new moon. And we did have eclipse season on February 17th to March 3rd. That lasts about 6 months, and there can be profound changes happening during that time. So just check back, like in your memory, or if you took notes. I was suggesting, if you've been following me for a while, to just put 10 points down in quick point form of goals that you want to reach, and then put it away for 6 months, because that's about how long the eclipse season lasts. And just take a look at it. You might be shocked now at what you really did get accomplished. I accomplished 8 things on my list, and I didn't even remember that I said I was going to do some of them. When you write things down, though, it gives it more power. When you say, I'm going to do this, and you write it down somewhere, it really strengthens that. And the eclipse season really does support that energy. So this, checking back also, to that date, mid-February, beginning of March, because we have another eclipse season coming up mid-August. And so now is a great time to just check in and get ready then for the next eclipse season. But this is talking about this lobster wanting to go through the path here. And there's a dog and a wolf howling at the moon, and he's thinking, how am I going to get by there? He doesn't want to have to go around the pillars, because he doesn't want distraction. He's in a hurry. He wants to get on his path. So he's waiting until maybe they get tired of howling and fall asleep or something, and he can sneak by. And, the domestic dog is representing that energy of, what's your home life like? And, maybe you've been in isolation, not, being home a lot, and it's time to get out more. Or maybe you're a wild child and you've been out and about on the town, and it's time to come home and see if you have any mail. It's that, there needs to be balance between the two for them to be supporting each other. We do have the Earth Angel energy coming out. So the Earth Angel is, in the Bible it says there's 144,000 chosen ones that God sends down to Earth, and they're like angels, Earth Angels. And it's talking about people that have a strong vibration and spiritually, and they are using their alchemy to add beauty to the world and some fairness to it. And this angel has her right foot in the water of the universal pool, suggesting that she's taking action to do so. And then where she grounded her left foot on earth, look at, she already has these 2 beautiful flowers growing. And she definitely is on her destined path, and we can see that here. So this may be talking about you getting through these hidden illusions and getting and really moving forward on your destined path. Once you realize, hey, I'm that close, you lay down those burdens, you get home and you sort through it, the secrets start to come out, then you like, oh man, like now, you know, I get it. I know what I need to do next. It's that type of energy. Then we have, yeah, I feel that possibly you've been feeling like in a mental prison, kind of holding back because you know you have all this to do, and you're wondering, how am I going to get it all done, and what should I do first? Like how should I go about this? And so this is sometimes representing that energy. The swords in tarot do represent your the element of air, and so this is thoughts, and how are thoughts expressed through words. That could be written or it could be verbal, and it just this person is in this energy. She's duty bound, bound up here, and she's got a blindfold on. There's nothing really physically stopping her from walking forward from here and rescuing herself, but she just feels like she's trapped in this mental prison. It's her thoughts trapping her. Mind you, at one point I think there was way more water here, and you notice she's got her right foot forward as well, but her left foot is still back on this puddle, and it's quite a bit shallower now. So this is about, I feel like this is saying that you've been stuck getting into this energy because of hidden illusions and secrets from burdens that you're carrying that don't belong to you. The Hierophant, though, is here to fix that. And it's about giving voice to what you want to do, saying it out loud and saying, okay, that's what I'm going to do. And you notice my voice is coming back now. I knew it would. Harmony is talking about being able to speak your truth. And this is talking about, you know, she has managed to put 7 of these 8 thoughts behind her now, and she's ready. She says, okay, this is the way I'm going. She's going to be able to cut herself free. The duty-bound energy quite often can talk about having to make a very difficult decision, and it can be about people possibly from your past here. And going way back to your childhood, because she's leaving her castle behind her. She has her back to it, and so this is talking about possibly leaving her home, her family, her you know, her people and places that she loves, basically. And sometimes this can also be talking about the thoughts of other people behind her back. Now let's see what else is going on. We have a 9 of Cups. This is saying she could be a public figure here, or yeah, I guess because we don't really have a whole lot. We have the Queen here, or the Empress energy. The Empress quite often is a public figure. This is someone who usually is in authority. Again, talk about, like, this is being on stage in front of everybody, and you already have 9 cups lined up. And it's kind of like wanting that one last cup, which could be, you know, once the truth comes in, maybe this new cup here, that would be the 10th cup. There's 10 cups in tarot. That's the most you can have. So this is saying that you're highly favored to receive this. People in the audience are expecting, oh, of course you're going to perform. You always do, and you're able to get through it and be able to do what you need to do, which might be why my voice went, because of that time I was literally doing my best to make a speech and literally could not get one single word out. My vocal cords felt like someone was just cranking them. They were so tight, you know, like when you tighten the strings on a guitar or a violin, it felt like that. And the energy is, you know, losing a lot, maybe from fear of not being able to perform. That could be a thing here. You know who that reminds me of is Celine Dion. You know, how she went through that thing where she couldn't perform. I don't know. It's, you know, like if you're someone really famous like that, and you're expected and you're going out on stage, but you know that your vocal cords aren't working, and you're wondering, will I be able to get through this? And everybody's expecting it, and they've paid good money to see you, and you know, like that's a huge, like you can imagine, like if you have like a lot of people that paid a lot of money for a concert, and then you're going out there and you don't know if you can do it. That would be a real shifty feeling. like, you know, especially like if it had been advertised and you're on tour, and you'd be disappointing all these people out there, you know, that are chanting your name, you know, and they're expecting you to come out and perform for them. Like they paid a lot of money and they traveled, and oh my goodness, it would be a lot of pressure. So it feels like that kind of energy of having to perform and be on every, you know, all the time. It's that type of energy. So you might be someone that is in the entertainment industry that way, like a singer, or, you know, that's what harmony is about, right? And her saying is sing to your heart's content. So maybe maybe you are in the entertainment industry and you tour, you know, and you go out there and you do your thing. But you're maybe, this energy is saying you're highly favored to win, to get it, to do a really good job of it. But maybe there's always that doubt in the back of your mind, right? And so this is talking maybe about letting go of that doubt. And then this is leaking energy from the base chakra. Like that's about your being able to perform actually in the physical. So that makes sense. I've never really looked at it 100% from this view. Like we don't know if this was in the past and these cups are back on the shelf. Are they above the head, or are they forward? And this is about to happen in the future. And so this energy is talking also about, you know, he's got his arms in the form of an infinity symbol. So his upper body is strong. He almost looks like a genie, like, oh, all I have to do is nod and everything will work out perfectly. You know, a lot of athletes talk about that. You have physical memory, and as long as they don't if they can this is saying if you can just get out of your own way and let go of the doubt and let go of the fear, then everything just falls into place, and your body knows exactly what to do. This could be a dancer. It could be all sorts of things like that. And then we have, look at that, the Ten of Pentacles comes in. So this is a reward for really putting, you know, like putting your all into it. And this comes sometimes after a lot of hardship. This can be like a windfall. It kind of reminds me of, like, you know, if, you know, when they hit the golden buzzer and it's, you know, all the glitter is coming and you get to skip a few steps. It's that kind of energy. This is talking about, and remember, it's not just money. So it's talking about the ultimate lifestyle in a perfectly imperfect world. You know, you have the perfect partner, they love you, you love them, and you have the children, and you have the pets, and you even have time to stop and chat with the neighbor, and you love your neighborhood, and life is really good. This is perfection in a perfectly imperfect world. And quite often this card comes up as like a windfall, like it's something you weren't expecting. It's like maybe an investment that pays off, or you win the lottery, or you know, the golden buzzer gets hit, that type of energy. You're playing Monopoly and you get to pass go. You don't have to, you know, that type of energy. And then we have the Five of Cups here. So definitely it could have to do with feeling a little off because of something that happened here. We have 3 cups here that are spilled and 2 standing. And so quite often in romantic love, this would talk about, you know, these 2 have wine in them and this one is a different liquid. It could be a poison of some sort that poisoned the relationship. This is regret and remorse. So this is talking about, you know, this cup has some sort of something in it. And it's talking about this being spilt into the ground now, though. Whatever was done is done. My grandma Anna, she used to always say, watch your words, because once they come out of your mouth, you cannot take them back, and people will not forget what you've said. You know, that's she was wise that way. She was very kind, very much this energy. Maybe that's her energy coming through here. So this is talking about the energy of regret and remorse for something that you did impulsively maybe, or someone else did impulsively, and you end up in this situation. Now that could represent your energy, your partner's energy, or even the third party energy. But the only thing you really can do at this point, you know, there's a saying, don't cry over spilt milk, because once the milk is in the ground, what are you going to do? It's spilt. So this is pick up the 2 cups, walk down the path, cross the bridge over troubled water and get to your castle. You'll need to have a strong attitude. Is the glass going to be half full or is it half empty? That even the castle in the background there looks like it's half dilapidated and half standing. And then we have, yeah, look at this. This is definitely saying that this was a heartbreaking decision that you had to make because of this energy being directed your way. Wow. So this is talking about, you know, there's 3 swords in the heart. So, I mean, it's heartache, heartbreak. But when you look the second time, you realize that heart is really big in context to the size of the swords. So it really is saying that these are more like nails or stakes. Maybe you've been hanging out with blood-sucking vampires. I'm just joking, but like it kind of looks like it. And then this can talk about third-party energy dividing a couple. This situation we have down here and here. And it can also talk about an energy of gossip, slander, people talking about it behind your back. You're the only one that didn't know, that kind of energy. You know, it's humiliating, wanting to humiliate another person. This can talk about perjury in court. It can talk about harsh words being spoken that you can't take back, and a heartbreaking decision that needs to be made. So what else is going on here? We have the 6 of Pentacles. So the 6 of Pentacles is talking about the give and take in life, your discernment, learning how much time, money, energy to invest in other people, and who to invest in and what to invest in, and what is your anticipated return, and is it a fair exchange of energy? This is about learning this, and this is talking about the learning of that. And that's why the Empress is so powerful, because when you learn things the hard way, generally you remember them more so than if not. And then that's when, you know, you're more likely to, as long as you learn from each experience, you're going to become better. So this is talking about having like, maybe there was 4 wands here that you laid out in the field and you said, I'm not carrying these burdens for anyone anymore. And 6 of them you have managed to harvest now. I feel like that's the energy. And so this is talking about giving some to charity. But you have the scales of justice above this person's head and you're not willing to give them anything. Look at, they're a grifter. They have something in their pocket already. They don't need your money, but they're too lazy to go out and do it themselves. And so he refuses to give money to this person. He's learned the discernment of not to give time, money, energy, and give away his part of his lifestyle to this person. This person would be happy to take his lifestyle, his money, and risk it, but never his own money. It's that type of energy. So going from the bottom to the top and back down again, this is saying there's some information, passionate action being taken, temperance, you're in your earth angel energy, doing your thing, but you've come up against this very challenging energy and maybe have to walk away from it. Maybe you lost your voice, you know, and then after that you realize that a lot of your pentacles went missing as well. There's a lot of regret or remorse here. There's definitely possibly a third-party energy involved in a relationship that you didn't know there was a third-party energy involved. And then this is talking about, after all of this, the Hierophant is coming in with this windfall for you. So whatever has happened here, it is coming back, happening. And it could be about your maternal bloodline. Like, I don't really see a whole lot of love in this relationship. Like, I don't feel like, it's not saying that you don't have love, but it feels more like this is about career or something that you love to do or be. Then, you know, there's not a whole lot of romantic love in here. It can be saying that you've been disappointed by that and you were very focused on your career, which is actually a pretty good decision to make. I'm going to clarify this for those that want clarification. And I do hope if you're leaving the reading here that it has been beneficial to you. Thank you for your likes and comments, your subscribes. I really do appreciate them. They're really helping me to build my channel. And I'm going to clarify with the oracle cards now. And the numbers on these cards represent the paintings, how they're ordered in my gallery on my website, talesfromthevector.com. And I will put that information in the description box below with the website information. If you want to check it out, you can. I'll put them in the order that they appear here so you know which paintings to look for. All right, we have the transition here. So there's a major transition coming in. So this energy is shifting. I just want to pull these down for a second here because I forgot. I wanted to just show you this energy when the Hierophant comes in. I like to see what cards here could possibly represent like the judicial system. So we do have information coming in about some actions that were taken. We have the truth definitely coming out. We have this Page of Swords can quite often talk about hiring a private detective that couldn't find the full story but part of it. It could be an investigation, either legal or illegal. It can talk about cutthroat energy, definitely, like the sky, the clouds are even cut. And it can be talking about technology being used. So it could be like hidden cameras planted. It could represent dark web and energy. Using technology to make money in those ways behind the scenes. It can talk about spies, like if you're, if we bring in the energy from way back in World War II, there could have been a lot of spy energy there, the resistance and all of that. This can be talking about hot mics, and we're seeing a lot of that kind of energy come out. It's really interesting how it is coming out. This can be talking about DNA going way back, and the Hierophant coming in here. Definitely, this is a lot of money. Like if you think about the 10 of Pentacles being the most that you can get, this would be like billionaire, trillionaire energy. So yeah, people could really want that and be willing to do whatever for it. This is talking about something happening publicly. And sometimes this card can represent actual prison rather than just a mental prison, perjury in court, and but that because we have the Hierophant here, I just wanted to go through that. There's major transition. The Wheel of Fortune is turning in your favor. So if new love is coming in and you've been afraid to, now's the time to let go of that. You deserve to have love in your life. Or if you want to pursue whatever it was you were doing and now you have healed enough that you can do so. We have the karmic space of ego coming in. So it's saying like a bat out of hell. You want to keep your ego in check. And quite often people think that's about boasting, and it can be, but sometimes when it's used in a spiritual context, it can be talking about, a lot of people will say, oh, I'm only one person. What can one person do? I can't, what am I supposed to do? And you talk yourself out of being you're a significant part of God's plan. Each and every one of us is. And you don't want to be telling yourself that you are not worthy of whatever. You deserve all the love in the world. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be able to do what you love to do, as long as it's legal. And then we have disruptions. So what's fun for some is not fun for everyone. So yeah, a lot of disruption coming in through there. People not wanting you to be successful, or wanting to take your success and you not being in a position to be able to do the same. We have an energetic upgrade definitely coming in here once you put those burdens down and speak your truth. I feel like this is talking about harmony in your words, creating harmony on the earth. You might be, as I said, a singer. Maybe you're about to have your first major big break or something, and maybe you've been waiting for it for quite some time. We see that quite often on those talent shows, where someone might even be like, you know, like 40s, 50s, 60s, and there they are all of a sudden. I think one of them was a janitor at some point in one of those shows, and he literally, like, he won, I think he won the whole thing. So, and he was like, you know, in his 40s, I think, or something. So that's possible. There's degradation. Degradation can be talking about, you know, definitely this is an energetic upgrade, and so this is a degrade. So, and sometimes, like, when this energy happens and people have been talking behind your back, it can be feeling like you might be feeling a lot of humiliation or whatever, but that's what they intend. They want to degrade your energy so that they can claim it, you know. So put the shame back where it belongs, put their burdens down and let them carry the load instead of you. I know you love them, but there comes a point where you just do have to let people deal with their own shift, right? And then we have abuse of power. So someone could be abusing their power here, absolutely. We're all very capable of this. This is a karmic space, and sometimes if people have never had power, they could, you know, need to have learned how to use it. But this is talking about really going out of your way to, you know, stop someone else from having what is supposed to be theirs, and taking that away from them. So we have, whoops, oh, we just missed it. We have the Virgo energy here, and the Virgo energy is talking about communication. This card has been coming into almost every single reading. It's talking, I feel it's coming into a lot of the readings because of Mercury being retrograde right now and scrambling the communication. So be very careful that whatever information that comes towards you regarding this situation, that you clarify it, because it could be really scrambled. Be careful of any contracts or anything you sign regarding anything right now, or writing things off, or speaking about something and you don't know for sure. Check your facts, because when Mercury's retrograde, communication goes a little awry. And this is talking, this card has been coming up in a lot of the readings, I feel, because of it. I just want to point out that when my horoscope signs do come into the readings, I'm not talking about individual people. I'm talking about the actual sign. If you ever get your birth chart done, you'll know you have them all in you somewhere there. And hey, every single sign has their strengths and they have their weaknesses, and we can all learn from that. So I feel like this is basically saying, you know, speak your truth, no matter, you know, and it will bring harmony into your life. Sometimes this is our, like, the center card here is an energetic upgrade. So this is the magician energy coming out and saying you have all the tools you need. You can be at 100% infinite potential. You all you have to do is put your energy into it, and you can really make really profound shift happen. All right, I really enjoyed this reading. I do hope you've also enjoyed it. I will be back with another reading for you again tomorrow. Thank you so much for your time, energy, likes, comments, subscribes. I'm really honored when you do subscribe. It means a lot to me. Thank you, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye for now.